moving on. This I've already opened. I apologize. I couldn't wait. I haven't plugged it in or tested it or anything along those lines yet, though. This is to mount to a mic stand. How cool is that? There's the... Is that a Los Angeles label? Is that what that is? City of Los Angeles okays this for peasants and serfs to use in their humble duties as public slaves. Yeah, City of Los Angeles approved for electrical safety, public of building and safety, whatever. All right, I'm going to check the fuse here. Although, what value should it be? Who knows? There's nothing to notate that. So how will I know? Well, if it's a 5 amp fuse, I'm going to have some serious reservations. I'll tell you that. It's a 3 amp fuse, and I have some serious reservations. I don't believe this thing should draw 3 amps. Okay, here we go. 2 watts at 117 volts. So that's like a quarter amp or something. Yeah. Let's just start with a much lower fuse. Now, oh, do I have a fuse here? I know I have fuses somewhere else that are harder to get to, but it'd be nice if I had one here. Ooh, rubber feet. I was looking for these for something else. Fuses. Okay, there's some. Let's see. I also got those fuses. These are like automotive style fuses, but my HVAC uses them, weirdly enough, so I have more. Because I like to change fuses in my HVAC a lot. I don't know. No, I changed my thermostat once, and I had to pull the fuses out, and I wanted to have spares, that's all. Okay. This looks like what I want. I want... Seems a half amp is as low as I get. I'm going to bring this up on a variac. So that'll be... Oh, look at this. These are really cool. I know this is what you tuned in for. You tuned in for me jumping all over the place with no focus at all, because that's what I do. Look at that. These are vintage English fuses. These are from... these are radio spares. Some of them at least. And they're from old Marshall amps and such. Super cool, right? It is if you're me. I'm going to confidently put this stuff away. I'm going to take this 3 amp fuse and put it in there too. We are not running a 3 amp fuse in this. Sometimes you got to wonder what people are thinking. All right. I'm going to put this half amp, and you know what? Never trust the label on a box of fuses. Always look at the printing on it. F0.5 AL. Now, that is a fast half amp. I don't know what the L is. Long, probably, because it's not the shorter type. 250 volt, right? They're all rated 250 volt. Okay. All right. Well, good thing we have a rule around here. There's something loose inside there. But if you're a fan of the channel, you'll know that we have a rule here at Rewind Electric that is, you got to take it apart before you can hear it. So let's do that. Oh, I don't want to rest this on those switches. That seems dangerous. I've never owned one of these. I have heard them on recordings. I think I've seen them in person occasionally. I know a guy who has some. I really want to pair this with one of my Echoplexes and just have a Maestro party. Maybe put a Maestro fuzz in front. maybe sing the Maestro by the Beastie Boys. Oh man, that's a little bit of dustiness in there. Let's clean that up first. Brushing this off into the trash. A lot of dust in there. It might have been what we were hearing. There's so much dust in there and like little splinters, chunky bits of dust. That could have been what was rolling around. Or maybe not. Man, there's some awesome looking transistors. Look here. Dang. Some tropical fish. This one has some cracks in the surface, but that might just be the paint they dipped it in. Now, just more dust. There's a little bit of solder, but that could have already been there. Okay. Well, I don't know what this jack does, but from looking at it, it looks, oh, it's for a remote control. I can see that it's connected to each of these 3 switches. So for sure, like it's doing double duty of what those switches would do. It's for the foot pedal controller if they make one. I don't have it. I don't have that pedal. Am I gonna be okay? Is that how the song goes? I need to get one of those pedals. People like to drill holes in these and put the pedals there, the switches. You know, this is just bent sheet metal. I don't want to step on it. Couple 470 microfarad 25 volt caps. I can't do a whole lot to test those right now. I don't have time to go crazy, but I am going to take a capacitance reading on them. And, you know, maybe you can read them in circuit, maybe you can't. Let's just see. It's looking like a can't. That's going to be 0.43 nanofarads. I don't think that's correct. Oh, this is just 600 microfarads. Oh, well, no, it's bouncing all over. Let's see. Let's try again. Yeah. Thought I saw a little goo, but it's just a little glue. It's the same stuff you see like all around there. Yeah, okay, well, we're gonna have to just fire it up. Auto range. Not that it really matters which side I do these on for testing this. 0.04. Yeah, these aren't reading well in circuit. Now, so, like, test is inconclusive. That's not a proper test. To test them properly, you'd be taking off at least one leg and running some voltage through them and watching it, seeing what they read, seeing what they leak. Look at these cool radial mustard caps. I have some more of those. Are those 0.02s? It'd be handy if they were. Oh, they're 0.01s. 10%. 0.01 microfarad. The ICs in here are, if I can turn it over and read, RC455 4555, right? No, gosh. Okay, glasses time. This is what you guys are here for, right? RC4558 DN. Yeah. 7315. 1973? Perhaps. That would seem like an appropriate date. What kind of transistors are these? 2 and 4, 3, 2 2N43. Is that it? I don't want to bend it. Looks like 430. But they're all different. They're 2N4302. And then this one is 2N4302. 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 Yeah, so a lot of those 2N4302s. So Pyre resistor in there. These look like Beischlags. They're German. They're not Iskras. They look distinctly different. Handful of power diodes for the rectifier, no doubt. Filter caps for the power, no doubt. And don't know what these diodes are doing. They're connected to that switch, so they might be some sort of something related to switching. They might be related to clipping. I doubt it. That would be really weird. I don't know what that is. I wonder if that's a thermistor. Am I on camera here? Yeah, okay. It's like a black cylindrical bodied component with copper leads coming off it and one big thick green stripe right on the power switch. Looks like it is connected between, oh boy, I don't know. Oh, that's not the power switch. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is. Oh, okay. That's connected to the neon light bulb in there. So that's probably a resistor then. That's probably just a power resistor. Still don't have any indications as to what value that fuse should be. But we'll be able to figure that out by seeing how much current it draws when it's fired up. So, okay, I'm going to do caliper readings on these caps because I'm going to order some more. These are old. I'm not necessarily going to replace them, but I want to have them in case I decide to. All right, so 30.31 millimeters wide or long and 12.7 millimeters wide. This Elna, okay, and these are 470 microfarad at 25 volts. Are those Hunts? There's no name on that side, but that's fine. You put the value up, not the name up. This Elna is 31 millimeters wide, long, 10.4 millimeters wide, and it is 16 volts, 220 microfarads. Do we want to worry about that little guy there? Or this little Phillips one? I don't know. I guess I could read them off. Won't hurt. It's a 22 microfarad at 25 volts. This purple guy here. Is that an Elna? It's a... I think it's a Panasonic. And this Phillips is 63 volts, 4.7 microfarads. Actually, it's 4,7 Dutch format. I don't know the tropical fish codes off the top of my head, but there's a 4 involved because it's orange. I think that's the rule that I remember. All right. Let's button it back up and give it a spin. Anything else I want to take note of while we're here? I guess I'll just do like a... Let's just give it a good look. Oh, those feel good. I thought I would just give them a little... Yeah, this one's a little rough. But I see what it's doing, and it's okay. The feel that it has is appropriate for the mechanical action it's taking. It's sliding a big bar back and forth as you push the lever this way. There we go. That's kind of what's happening. And that big block is sliding around a piece of bent steel, or maybe bent aluminum, probably steel. So that's a lot of friction. So, I mean, like, it's appropriate the way it felt for what it's doing. Nothing wrong with it. Just old school. Okay, well, we've checked off our rule of gotta open it before you can hear it, which means we can hear it. Let's hear it. Well, I'm gonna fire it up on the variac first and just make sure we're not pulling any excessive current. That way I can take it up slowly. It is a non-polarized power cord. So, yeah, I'll be fixing that. But for now, oh, it's kind of ratty too. Okay. Here we go. Let's turn it on. Actually, let's do it with it off first. This is a new piece of equipment here. 10 volts, 0 amps. 20 volts, 0 amps. 30 amps, or 30 volts, 0 amps, 30 amps. Woo, that's what you don't want to see. Okay, so yeah. We're up to 70 volts, 0 amps. Because it's off. Okay, now let's turn it on. Watch it again. 10 volts, 0 amps. 25 volts, 0 amps. Got any? Nothing on the lamp yet. 35 volts, 0 amps. 50 volts, 0 amps. 57 volts, 0.01 amps. 65 volts, 0.01. Okay. That's probably good. Like to see something here soon. 70 volts, 73 volts, still 0.01 amps. 85 volts, 0.02 amps. Oh, well, good. That's coming on. I was getting a little bit nervous, to be honest. Okay. 100 volts, 0.02 amps, 110 volts, 0.03 amps at 113. And we're going to let it sit at let's just take it to 110. Actually, we don't need to go past that. 110 even. 110.0. Man. 109.9. And it's drawing 0.02 amps. Okay, I mean, feel pretty good about it. I got to well, I'll just plug the Princeton in over here. I just had this up, so I don't need to bring it up slow. I like to bring this amp up, 78 Princeton reverb. I like to bring it up slowly every time. And that'll help with the longevity of the amp. Rather than that initial thump. That thump is no good for anybody. Okay. '64 SG Junior replica. And that sounds clean to me. Let's turn this up a hair. Back to dry. So I did that on purpose because I've noticed on every review of these, I've seen the review goes like this: turn 1 on, turn 2 on, turn 3 on. And I was like, well, you know, I'm thinking, what does this do? What does this do? Maybe it doesn't do anything. So if those are both on and this is off, it's dry. Yeah, this has to be on. Okay. So here's where we're starting off with just the blue. Whoa, that was awesome. Man, that was cool. Okay, medium. It ramps up and down like a Leslie. Like it takes a minute to get to the next speed. The portamento of speed, or LFO, I guess you'd say. Wow, okay. I could play on that a long time. I love that. You know, when I was talking about doing this, a vintage phaser comparison, which is what I'm doing. Let's. Well, that was an interesting sound. How's the bypass? Oh yeah, that's right. That's the bypass. Yeah, it's got a boost. It's got a boost in there. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, let me hang the guitar up here. Can't play with this all night. I mean, I certainly could, but shouldn't play with this all night. Let's move on. But what I was saying was, when I was talking about doing a vintage phaser comparison, because I was sort of like unintentionally collecting a handful of vintage phasers. Happens, all right, happens. Don't hate. One of the fellows on the forum I was sort of talking out loud about that idea with, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was. He said without a Maestro phaser in the shootout, any phaser shootout would just be a shootout for second place. Man, I'm not going to wholeheartedly agree, but yeah, he might be right.